Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time. I am an independent author, an avid reader, and a cat mom of 3. And today I am going over the long-awaited sequel to Book of Night, and that is Thief of Night by Holly Black. Let's get into it. Okay, so this 288-page hardcover book came out in 2025, the highly anticipated sequel to the #1 New York Times bestselling author Holly Black's stunning adult debut, Book of Night. There'd always been something wrong with Charlie Hall. Crooked from the day she was born, never met a bad decision she wasn't willing to double down on. She may be good enough to steal a shadow from a tower, but will she be good enough to steal back a heart? This book was so well written. It was so well crafted that it's still the same world as the first book, but everything felt at the same time new and comforting. That it felt new, it felt fresh, it didn't feel like a rehash of the first book. This is one where you obviously have to have read the first book to understand what's going on in the second book. This is not a standalone. This is not one that you can read by itself. This is one that you read after you've read the first one. But that being said, if you've read the first one, this one is so easy to step into and so familiar that it's like a warm bath. It just envelops you. And then the hand presses down on your sternum and pushes you under. And this book is tense, it's dark, it's mysterious, it's an urban fantasy, and it's tagged as being medium paced. I would say this book is fast paced. I read this book in about 2 days, not 2 consecutive days. I devoured the first half, took a break because I wanted to savor it, and then sat down to read it with the intention of savoring it, and then devour the second half. So this book was utterly fantastic. It was utterly magical. It was the dark, seedy underbelly of magic and the cabals and all of the things that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But you've still got to make rent somehow, right? And there's a big switcheroo, and there's crosses and double crosses and triple crosses and so many crosses that you can't figure out which way is up anymore, even though it's all laid out and you know this character, you know what he's going to do, but at the same time everything that's laid out tells you one thing and then something else happens, and it's just utterly brilliant, this book. Obviously this is a 5 of 5 stars for me. The first one was 5 stars, this one's 5 stars, and it picks up very soon after the second book ends, like maybe a day or 2 afterwards. Mild spoilers for the first book. As punishment, she's made the Hierophant, which means that she tracks down blights, untethered spirits that are causing havoc and feasting on blood and doing all of these horrible bad things, and takes them down, brings them in, and gets money from the cabals, who are not hoarding the magic, but making sure that the magic is being used by the right people, kind of a thing. So she's doing this, and in the meantime, to save Vince, her boyfriend from the first book, turns out he's been a blight all along. To save him from the cabals, she has him bound to her so that he's not really a blight anymore, he's a bound spirit. And in the process of binding him to her, all of his memories are ripped from him. He does not remember the last 2-ish years. He remembers when he was bound to the person that he was bound to, that he was the spirit of, the shadow of, who is now dead. He remembers that, and he remembers quite a few things here and there of the things that he was party to when he was a shadow. But once he was released from his person, he doesn't remember that, meaning he doesn't remember I think it's like a 2-year relationship that him and her, Charlie and Vince, and he now goes by Red. That he's just Red. And it's just, the end of that first book was just so heartbreaking because she's done everything she can to save him, and in the end it's not enough. And in this book, she's going through and she's still trying to save him. And he's like, stop trying to save me. You can't. You might never be able to bring him back. I'm not him. And it's a lot of trust building. It's a lot of making do and mending. And mild spoilers for this book, she realizes that she's not the person she was in book 1 either. That she's changed through this. And her sister's changed through this. And everybody from the first book has changed through this book. And it's just heartbreaking. And there's a point, and I think it's the second from the last chapter, where I didn't know if Holly Black was going to be able to resolve this or if we were going to have another heartbreaking ending. I'm not going to do you the disservice of going over what the ending was in this book, but rest assured it was like 1,000-pound weight was ripped off my chest. And like it was relief and it was pain because all the blood came rushing back and the breath that I didn't realize I was holding and all this, that, and the other. And it was relief and it was pain and it was beautiful. I love this book so much. This one and Book of Night are probably two that I'll be going back to again and again because I just enjoyed them that much. I really want to read more of Holly Black. I used to read her. She's a YA middle grade writer, and she wrote for the Spiderwick Chronicles, which I devoured when I was in like middle school and high school because they were just so good. And she's the author behind those. She's one of the co-authors behind those. So I'm going to go and find some more of her books and read them, and hoping that she puts out more adult books because her adult books are phenomenal. As good as the Spiderwick Chronicles were, this is better. Have you read any Holly Black? Did you read the Charlatan duology? Have you read Book of Night? Are you going to read Thief of Night? What did you think? Did you like it? I cannot express enough how much I like this book. This is the best book I've read this year so far. Like, I know it's January. As I'm filming this, it's January 5th. But this is the best book I've read so far this year. Like, this is the best book I've read in the last 3 months. It's that good. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought, if you plan on reading this. If you're just going to give these a skip because it just doesn't seem like your thing, let me know. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.